Growing up, I never really thought I would be a nurse. No one in my family is. It wasn't really in my background. And it's actually fair to say I had no idea what I wanted to do when I grew up. So when I started college, this was actually at Spring Arbor University. I'm in the accelerated option, which means I've already done the bachelor's thing once, and I still didn't know what I wanted to do, so here I am again. I started out as health and exercise science because I said, I like exercise and I like science. As I got a little bit more into the program, I realized I loved the coursework, but I didn't know where it was leading me. So I started exploring, reading, talking to professors, and over the course of my time there, I just grew this longer and longer list of careers I knew I didn't really want to end up in. After I graduated in 2015, I began working as a medical scribe down at Jackson, the Henry Ford Health System, and I took the MCAT and kind of prepped for medical school, saying I guess that's the hardest place and we'll see where I end up. And through that, I was able to work with a number of different providers, oncologists, otolaryngologists, internal med, family med. It really opened my eyes to see a lot of the opportunities there are in medicine and to see, wow, this is big enough, I think I can find a place here. One of the major takeaways I had was that in today's medical system, doctors are primarily overseers, whereas nurses are the caregivers. And it's not the case across the board, but that was what I largely observed. And I realized, that's it. I want to be a nurse. I found I can coordinate my love of science and understanding of clinical things with being able to be with patients in that vulnerable time when they need someone to be not only knowledgeable and able to make those decisions in the moment, but there to support them hour by hour. And that's really what convinced me. At that point, nursing clicked like nothing really ever had before. And not only for those reasons, like being able to use my science background and being able to care for people in a real way, but I am excited to see that in nursing, I think I'll be able to use another one of my loves, and that's the Spanish language. Now, I have to be honest, there isn't a drop of Latino blood in me, but my junior year, I had the opportunity to study abroad in Guatemala through Spring Arbor, and prior to that, I had never been outside the country, outside the US and Canada, that is, and I never really cared to connect with people who have come from other places to live here, those I passed on the street. But when I lived there, I learned firsthand what it means to want to understand, to want to make friends, to want to communicate, and to struggle to do all of those things because of the language difficulty. And so since being back, I've worked on my Spanish, and I really understand in a different way the struggles of people who come here and live here for the many reasons that people come. And so I'm excited to be able to join and share that gift that the people showed to me when I lived abroad of welcome from the position of power that we have, many of us have as Native American English speakers. This year, I was awarded the Helen Fold Health Trust Endowed Scholarship for Baccalaureate Nursing. And I cannot say thank you enough. Honestly, it has been challenging at times for me to be back in school. A couple years in the real world, as they say, tends to change your habits and change your expectations. And I now live in Jackson with my wife and our 1-year-old. And it's a little bit more tricky balancing those priorities than it was when I started at age 18. I'm sure many of you can relate to that. So thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to have some of that burden lifted, to have the opportunity to really focus while I'm here on becoming a quality nurse and having skills I can share down the road. Finally, on behalf of all of the nursing students here tonight, thank you to the donors and those who have made these scholarships possible. They open doors for a lot of us that really would not be there otherwise in the same way. So thank you for your gifts. Thank you for your generosity. And thanks to all of you for investing in the future of our healthcare system.